Hi guys, I'm Eric from RockyMountainATVMC.com, and today we're going to give you 5 tips on extending your UTV belt life. All right guys, just to give you a little background, UTVs are exploding with popularity. There's a bunch of people that are new to the market, that are new to this type of recreation. It's a great way to get out and enjoy the time with your friends and your family, but there's kind of a little bit of a learning curve, right? You know, we look at these things and they look like cars and they drive a little bit like cars, but they do have some nuances to them. And so one of them is your belt. You know, you might have heard someone talk about, smoking the belt or something like that. And yeah, it's a real thing. You need to learn how to drive with this belt. And this isn't meant to be, I hate it when people come up to me and say, oh, you should have known. Well, no, I'm new to this. I have no idea. I don't have any experience with this. And so that's what this video is. We're just going to talk about some things, and hopefully you'll come away with this with a little bit more information. This is by far and away the most important. You want to make sure that you're using low range when you need to. And we were just teasing, talking about just a second ago, this video should be steps, 1 through 4, make sure that you're using low range. And it just, when you come up to an obstacle, that engine will slip that belt. If it needs to go slower than that RPM is and the belt's designed to go, you will slip the belt on the clutch sheaves, and that's just the beginning of the end. And so you're saying to yourself, okay, when do I use low range? And the manufacturers, check your owner's manual. You've got some pretty good guidance there, but it's pretty much just when you're going slow. Some of them, I think one of them's like anything under 35 miles an hour. That sounds a little extreme to me, but when you're going slow, 5-10 miles an hour, something like that, you're probably okay to be in low range. When you're rock crawling and you're gonna really slow down, nice and slow. Some people get, you have to come to a complete stop to shift that in from low range to high range. It's a little annoying, but it's worth it. Belts are expensive. It sucks to change them out on the trail. So yeah, use low range when you need it. Number 2 is heat is your enemy. Just really absorb that into your skull. You just need to keep the heat out of your belt. Anything that's gonna cause heat. So slipping the belt, so that's using high range. We just talked about that when you should be using low. Something else is maybe, drag racing or, really high speed, full throttle application. That's heat. Any of this stuff is gonna cause heat. And your belt is only made to withstand, they talk about it. This is a great conversation for people that like to argue back and forth is, what should your belt temperature be? And what it comes down to is you've got a lot of neoprene in your belt. There's a lot of rubber. Neoprene's a big part of it, and that starts breaking down at 200 degrees. So if you heat up your belt and you go up to 220 or something like that, and then you drop right back down, you might be okay. You can do that a couple times. If you take this belt to 215 and you leave it there for a long time, you're probably gonna overheat that belt and it's gonna fail on you. And what happens is that once that rubber starts to change, the composition starts to change and starts changing properties, it loses some of its flex, right? And it loses some of its ability to come back into shape, and it's going to get brittle. And so when you do explode your belt, it seriously explodes. Like it'll break into little pieces that are, 2 inches wide and a ½ inch tall, just pieces everywhere. Your belt you can hold in the palm of your hand. So heat, you got to keep heat out of it. All right, tip number 3, break in that new belt. So, okay, you've smoked a belt, you've got your learning curve out of the way, so it's time to put a new belt on. So the very first thing is when you're putting that belt on, you want to make sure and clean up the sheaves, because chances are you probably glazed that belt, you glazed your sheaves, and so you're going to clean it up with a little Scotch-Brite. Again, your owner's manual is going to tell you how to do that. I'm sure we have videos telling you how to do that, but you need to make sure and clean that up, make it nice and clean, a fresh surface. And then number 2, you're going to break it in slowly. Remember we talked about heat, so you're going to put some heat in that belt, take it back out, put some heat in it, So you're gonna drive around kind of slow. You're gonna drive around in low range, kind of slow for a while, and then you can go to high range. Just be nice to it, and then shut it down for the first 50 miles. Sometimes is what Polaris even calls for. So it's going to take a minute to break this in. All right, number 4 is, we talked about it just a little bit, is keeping your sheaves and your clutches, everything in clean and free of debris. You don't want dust in there, you don't want mud in there, and most of them are sealed pretty good from the environment, but you are going to want to take that cover off, blow it out, make sure you don't have crap in there that's going to, see what it is the sheaves move back and forth. And if there's grime in there, your rollers are going to get caught up, the springs aren't going to work correctly, and so it's going to, again, go back to heat again. It's going to put more wear on your belt because that sheave's not working like it's supposed to. It's coming out a little bit when it should be coming out more, or the biting pressure isn't as much. So you're going to prematurely wear your belt if your clutches are not in good shape. So the last tip on extending your UTV belt life is if you're going to make a big change. So if you're putting on bigger tires, or you're taking away a bunch of weight, or you're adding a bunch of weight, you're going to want to make sure that you get a clutch kit and tune that in for your new circumstance. Also, one of the parts where I've just seen catastrophic belt failure is when you're climbing, you're going to climb something and you get to the bottom, maybe you're resting against a ledge or something like that, and you give it gas and the tires can't really go over it. You need a little bump to get over it, but you just sit there and you give it more gas, the tires don't spin, and all of a sudden you've just got belt smoke everywhere. And you know, you're looking over at your co-driver and they can't even see you because there's so much smoke in the cab. That is not a good thing. All right, so that's it. So one more thing, make sure and check out our website. So it's RockyMountainATVMC.com, and you're gonna find belts. You're always gonna wanna have an extra belt. Sometimes I carry 2. If I'm going on a long week ride, I'm gonna carry a couple belts for all my machines. Then another thing is a belt temp gauge. So we carry a Razorback belt temp gauge that lets you keep track of that temperature. And so if you're driving a little silly, or you don't know how you're driving, this is gonna tell you, hey, you know what? I'm really heating up the belt right here. And so you can change your driving. It really is an awesome tool. But yeah, if you like content like this, if you like this video, make sure and hit the like button, make sure and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.